The Second Amendment, stating in the later half of the 20th century, became an object of much debate. Concerned with rising violence in society and the role of firearms play in that violence, gun control advocates began to read the Second Amendment one way. On the other side, firearm enthusiasts saw the attacks on gun ownership as attacks on freedom and defended their interpretation of the Second Amendment just as fiercely. If the authors of the Second Amendment could have foreseen the debate, they may have phrased the amendment differently, because much of the debate has centered around the way the amendment is phrased. Despite the rhetoric on both sides of the issue, the answer to both questions is most likely yes. The attitude of Americans toward the military was much different in the 1790s than it is today. Standing armies were mistrusted as they had been used as tools of oppression by the monarchs of Europe for centuries. In the War for Independence, there had been a regular army, but much of the fighting had been done by state militias under the command of local officers. Aside from the war, militias were needed because attacks were relatively common, whether by bandits, Indians, and even by troops from other states. Today, the state militias have evolved into the National Guards in every state. These soldiers, while part-time, are professionally trained and armed by the government. No longer are regular non-guardsmen expected to take up arms in defense of the state or the nation. Through the U.S. Code, does still recognize the unorganized militia as an entity, and state laws vary on this subject.